And welcome to another Gaming Stooges stupid video about a list that we don't care about. This time, what are we talking about?
Oh.
I don't know. Alright, that was the end of the video. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below.
About why STD Russian roulette is a bad idea?
Oh. I thought we were going to talk about our most anticipated games of basically the first 2 quarters of 2017, not the entire year.
Oh.
But there's at least one thing that's there that is coming out later on in the year.
Like 4 things later on down the year, really.
That's like half the list of games we're going to do.
Anyway. No, that's true.
Whatever. Anyway.
Well, no, that's more like a third. Anyway, to start off, so this list isn't in any kind of ranked order. It's more of they release order. And we'll just have people shallowly talk about these games as we bring them up. The first game on the list is Resident Evil 7. Take it away, Justin.
It's like Spooks, but this time through some guy's eyes.
Ooh.
You probably seen me play the demo of it and scare Jack shitless because apparently he doesn't explore enough.
Plug.
It's not that I didn't explore enough, it's that I shut the door behind me.
Coward.
No, Jack is just demonstrating good manners.
Shutting the door on someone?
Listen, Justin,
hey, I
haven't
didn't know he was
you
there.
ever heard of closing the goddamn door?
Hey, I was going up to greet
That
him.
was a reference to a song.
Yeah, rude fuck. Well, it's probably a song I've never heard of.
How have you heard of Panic? How have you never heard of that Panic at the Disco song?
Cloud, you're implying that Justin knows music that's not J-pop and
God
heavy metal.
damn it, you're right.
Or 80s pop.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, but yeah,
Transition!
It's a spooky mansion again. Woo!
It's a plantation out in the middle of the South.
Except I doubt I'll speedrun this one as well as I did Resident Evil because, the game mechanics have changed a bit. Since it's first person, there's no longer either multi-camera angles or over-the-shoulder camera. It's all through your own eyes, which admittedly actually kind of limits your perspective because at least with a third-person view, you kind of have like a peripheral vision since it's not directly through your eyes, which sounds ironic because your eyes have peripheral vision, a camera doesn't, but you just get a wider view. With first person, there's more likely things that are going to jump out at you and you might not be able to react fast enough. I think, are these things supposed to be immortal or just fucking as sturdy as a tyrant? Because you drop them and then they get right back up.
We'll find out.
Spooks. And something very similar to the Regenerators is in this game, but it's, so far I think, the only monster that we actually know about.
Alright. So, what is our hype level for said game?
Yes.
Of people who care.
Actually slightly interested.
On a scale of 1 to 10, so 1 being okay,
Well,
and 10 being
I would
yes!
say 1 is not interested at all.
No. This is my scaling. I'm in charge. Between okay and yes! What are you? Jack.
Yee.
Yee. Alright.
I'll
Cloud.
say about a 3, which I would say is I'll look into it.
That's not on the grading scale. Justin.
I'd probably say
you didn't tell me what were the different levels were of the grading scale. Fuck
that's
you.
need to know.
I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna
That's need to know, and you don't need to
my
know.
own grading scale. I give this game an A out of 5.
Good.
But
Alright, that's correct.
John rating, you fucking
I know, I
thief.
stole it.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't thief things. We're the thief channel. The thieving gamers. The thieving stooges.
Well, you know what?
We steal jokes.
well now I know.
Justin, what's your hype level?
I'd say I don't want to give it sound like I'm too crazy about it because, there's still my skepticism and shit like that, but I'd definitely say a solid 8 simply because it's actually a spooky Resident Evil game.
I didn't want to give like a number scaling. I wanted to give some fake scaling because that way we're not committing to an actual thing. Which is why I give this game a positive, yeah! See? See how that works? Anyway, next on the list of games we want to talk about is Digimon World Next Order. Justin, take it away again.
Well, it's like Digimon World, except with better graphics. And if that sounds weird, I'm actually talking about this is actually a sequel to the original Digimon World on the PlayStation, which is old as fuck, and unfortunately the US version, actually because of the translation, is bugged up the ass. So, that's unfortunate, but that's nothing to do with Next Order. Next Order is actually a sequel to both Digimon World and I think Redigitized, because it happens on the same file city. Or File Island, I forget which. But, I think it is File Island. And, it has one of the, mainstays of the original Digimon World, which is Machine Dramon. He was, one of the, one of the big bads of the original Digimon World. He wasn't the big bad.
What I like is the combat looks fairly interesting for this game this time around.
I'd say it's similar, but still different from both World and Redigitized, because Redigitized pretty much used practically the exact same system from Digimon World, just with better camera angles. Next Order seems to be using, while a similar looking approach, I'm not sure if you want to call it's more simplified, because you still have like an order wheel and shit like that, but there seems to be less orders than usual, and there's more focus on building up enough of your gauge to do like a super attack, like just like Nova Blast or something as an example, as opposed to the original games, which had a similar system, but it was more like a rage meter that slowly built up as you fought. This one you can actually kind of charge it with time button presses, so it's a little easier, I like to think.
Alright. Does anyone else have anything they want to say?
Probably not.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Can people hear me?
Huh?
Okay, because I
Yes.
was fucking dropping my signal kept fucking dropping every 3 seconds for pretty much everything Justin was saying, but I did actually just look at Digimon World Next Order real quick just to see if it looked interesting to me, and I mean I have actually played a couple previous Digimon World games. I'm vaguely interested. It looks a little more simplified and a little different from the two that I mainly played, which were 3 and 4. So I don't know if I'll like it.
Two and 3 probably have more in common with Digimon Story than they actually do with Digimon World.
Yeah.
Alright. Jack, what is your hype level for Digimon World Next Order?
Eh.
Yeah.
Second.
I'll give it a shrug.
Justin.
Erect dick.
Of course.
I'll give it it's coming with 2 soundtracks for the pre-order bonus out of...
It's actually both this game and the PlayStation 1 game.
So, that's cool. And Omegamon.
I am... A lot of fans probably won't understand this because they probably watched the sub one, but I am salty because they're not calling him Omnimon.
Alright, next up on our list is Horizon Zero Dawn. Does someone other than Justin want to talk?
Maybe. I mean,
Jack, go ahead.
All right.
If you want to say something about it.
Um,
Besides that, quote unquote,
it looks neat.
Alright. It looks neat, there we go. Justin, do you have words to fill?
If it's called Horizon Zero Dawn, and there's no dawn, does that mean the game is constantly at night?
Pondering question. Who knows?
We're
Guerrilla
getting way
Games
too
probably
deep
does.
for GamingStooges.
I think that I don't know what I want to say.
So
I think the game looks cool. I mean, we talked about this game last year on our most anticipated
And then it didn't
games
come out.
list, so there is that. And it didn't come out because it got, well, I don't think it had an official date, and then they're just like, 2017. We're like, oh, okay. So there's that. Because that happens.
oh, were you gonna say something?
No, you can say something. Say your piece.
It's made by Guerrilla Games. If anyone's familiar with them, they'll know that they made the Killzone series, which are beautiful. Well, maybe not the PS2 one, but the sequels that came out afterwards, especially Shadowfall, are beautiful looking games. So they definitely have graphics at a really high standard, and the same is true for Horizon Zero Dawn. Matter of fact, fun trivia time. Did you know that the engine that they're using for Horizon Zero Dawn was tweaked a little bit by Kojima?
The more you know.
Oh, spooky. But I think I'm mostly interested in because fucking dinosaur robots. Hell yeah. That's like every child's dream.
I think that's the thing that most people are looking forward to for this game.
Megatronus Rex or something like that. I don't know. But I mean, the robot aesthetic is badass, and because they're machines, they don't quite die like you'd expect a regular animal to die. Because it seems like even if you like blow them apart, they're still kicking because they're still mechanical. I'd assume that unless you're taking out big core parts of their body, they're not going to go down very easily. So there's definitely a challenge factor, and it almost looks like certain creatures you can ride. Because I swear I saw, I think it was the E3 one where you could get on top of those like deer-looking things, I think, or whatever they were.
She does ride something, yeah.
So
and to that effect, I would say from the environments they've shown off, they look pretty good.
oh yeah.
So some good stuff.
Honestly, the biggest thing that intrigues me is that it looks like some sort of, excluding the fucking robot animal things and shit like that, it's like some weird futuristic tribal setting, if that makes sense. Because they look tribal, like just by the way their clothes and shit look. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
What time period does this game take place in? Yes.
The future.
The
past.
The future
The
past.
present.
But I already answered the question.
It was a yes.
It's yes.
Yeah. It takes place in yes.
No, it takes place in the world of Dragon Ball because they still have dinosaurs, but they also have sci-fi technology.
The year of 20X yes.
I guess.
Alright. Hype levels.
I'm fairly excited, so I'd say a solid 8.
You're not supposed to use numbers.
Jack.
Fuck you.
Stop
He can
letting
use it
him
if
get
he
away
wants,
with things that you won't let me get away with.
Cloud, shut up. Jack's talking.
Maybe.
Cloud.
I don't care.
I will give it a solid window curtain.
And I wasn't just saying that in
Okay.
retaliation, like I'm
Nice.
actually not really interested in this one.
We know. Alright. Next up on the list is The Legend of Zelda,
We
Breath of
talked
the
about this
Wild.
last year.
Again, it's only the fucking third year in a row, and in 2015.
And in 2015.
Oh,
Yeah,
my-
2015. Well, to be fair, this time we've actually seen some
Sizable of gameplay.
a lot of gameplay. Yeah, we've seen a sizable amount of gameplay from E3 of 2016,
Shh.
which we talked about. Yeah, did we?
Shield
Did we
surfing.
upload
I don't
that?
remember.
I don't know.
Did we?
Yeah, because I
When
When
made some
you've,
stupid
when
joke
you've
about-
uploaded so many videos, you don't even remember if you've uploaded a video or not.
Well, we record a lot of stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean we upload it all.
Oh well.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. I know, well here, we'll talk about it now. The Switch is a thing,
So it's no longer NX.
but, yeah, that's true. We've moved up in the world. We've gone from calling it the NX to calling the Switch now. So there's that. But to that effect, at the time of this recording, they haven't done the presentation, which is basically, well, I guess technically later today for us. So we won't actually comment on what we think of the Switch yet. But in terms of Breath of the Wild, why I'm mentioning the Switch is I plan on getting it for the Wii U. Well, I plan on getting it for both when I eventually get a Switch, but I plan on getting it at least for the Wii U. And from all of the stuff they've shown off, minus they did just recently show it off on the Switch on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Was it Jimmy Kimmel Live, or was it somewhere else?
Jimmy Fallon?
It was Jimmy Fallon, that's right. Sorry. They had it on Jimmy Fallon. What the fuck did I think is Jimmy Kimmel?
I don't know.
What the fuck? Anyway, they showed it off the Switch on that, but prior to that, it's been the Wii U build, which actually looks fucking amazing.
Oh.
At least I think so. Does anyone else want to say anything? Maybe.
I'm probably also going to get it for the Wii U because I recently, because my Wii U is not that old, got a Wii U, so therefore I don't think I'm going to be wasting money quite yet on a Switch just yet.
Justin, you've had a Wii U for like 3 years.
That's still a lot younger than you guys.
Not me.
Oh.
I've had a Wii U since October 2014, so a little over 2 years. 2 years and some change.
November 1st, 2013.
All right, so I've had it
Launch day.
the least amount of time.
I've had my Wii U since the launch day.
Landon, why did you buy a Wii U launch day but not a Switch? Or aren't planning on buying a Switch launch day?
I didn't plan on buying a Wii U on launch day,
Who knows?
so there's that.
That's the answer.
Also, because there's that, and also I just had the money, and I don't know if I will have the money.
I actually will likely
There's
have the
that.
money at that point because I don't think I'm going to go through all of my tax return money at that point. So I actually think I'm going to get a Switch, and when I do, I'll probably be getting Breath of the Wild on the Switch. And I'm actually interested in Breath of the Wild. It's probably the first Zelda game I've been interested in since, I don't fucking know when. It's been forever. It looks great.
Alright, hype levels. Jack.
Yes.
Oh.
Also,
Cloud. It shouldn't have to say names
Also,
at this
yes.
point. Just keep it going. Come on, Justin.
Penetration.
oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a strong
for
one.
Zelda.
Wow. Ow. I'll give it an ouch. Wow. Okay.
It went in the butt.
Wow. What is it up there for? Anyway.
Landon, you have to give
next.
you have to give it an
What?
I do anal.
I'm not Chicken Beard. I don't have to say that. Shoutouts to being noticed by Senpai.
Landon, here,
What?
You need to choose your path. Breath of the Wild or anal with chicken beard?
Oh no! Oh no!
I can't believe we're giving shoutouts to a Facebook anime page.
It's 'cause it's the best Facebook page. Period.
Did
The memes
Just
are so meta that I don't
off track,
understand
Is
them.
Chicken Beard the same admin as the one that just has the chicken emoji now? I would assume so.
Probably.
It's
I think so.
Chicken
the other's
Beard's
Junkie
the
Cat.
only admin that's needed on that page, to be honest. But anyway,
Well, no, Junkie Cat's
yeah,
needed.
Junkie Cat's good too.
He's okay. Next up, Persona 5.
Persony.
Jack, go ahead.
Persona 5 is a game that's finally coming out next month.
Will it? Next
Or-
month? No,
Shit.
it won't. April.
Soon.
Soon,
April. That's gay.
Yeah, I've known that delay for a while.
I've known that delay since they announced that delay.
I also have. I just forgot.
You were hoping that that delay never happened.
Yeah.
Make the bad feelings go
When
away.
you like to pretend things don't happen because you're so traumatized.
Persona 5, do you mean Brawl?
Or, I was going to say, at least this isn't Uncharted, Jack.
It could be worse, Jack. You could
I
be
don't know.
putting up with delays like Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm the one. I'm
that
the
game's
one
not
that's
a thing.
suffering here.
That's not a game.
Yes, it is. Damn it!
That's Half-Life 3. That's vaporware at
Don't.
this point.
I still believe. Damn it!
Anyway, do we want to actually comment on Persona 5?
Yeah, an interesting
it looks
game.
fun,
It's
and I like Persona
It's-
games.
an
so,
emulation. I know my
yes.
friend is interested in it, but as for me,
I think I'm interested simply because, one, the dungeons aren't stupid. Like, by stupid, I mean Persona 4's dungeons are very, like, unmemorable simply because it's like a fucking, like, roguelike where the dungeons are, like, randomly generated, so they look very samey after a while.
It's called the Dungeon Crawler, you
Yeah.
ding.
You could be a dungeon crawler and not have the dungeon look exactly the fucking same.
Justin, you only played up to the first dungeon.
Yeah, well, to you.
There's more than one dungeon in the game.
The entire first dungeon looked the same to him.
Yeah, but the thing is that if it's anything like Conception, all the dungeons will have that similar layout.
It's not like Conception. You just only played the first 6 hours of the game and then gave up on it.
I don't know. Persona 4 didn't grab my attention. I think the biggest reason why Persona 5 does is because you're not actually technically considered a good guy. Like the general story of it all is a little bit different from past games. And I've always been an anti-hero kind of guy anyway. I never liked squeaky clean characters.
Because you're an edgelord.
No, not an edgelord. I just don't like people.
Justin, you're an edgelord.
Fuck you.
Hype levels, go.
Yes. Like, yes, but like in capital letters.
Oh.
Like, out of 10, yes.
Like,
like liberal white girl. Yes.
I will end this call. I will... I'm gonna punch you in the arm. I swear to
Cloud.
God.
I've said so many regrettable things.
Cloud. Cloud.
That's my
Okay.
opinion of Persona 5.
Yeah,
But, yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna look at my wrist until Justin says something without me having to say, Justin, what is your hype level for this game?
I posted it.
Oh, okay. I can't see that, so that doesn't do anything for me.
The M. Bison yes clip.
Oh, okay, good. That makes perfect sense. Alright, my hype level is... I don't fucking care. By that I mean, I would shrug. We'll see. I still have to play Persona 4.
Oh.
I played like 10 minutes of it. There's that. I got to the first save point.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Persona 5 will probably be the only game I actually play more than a few hours of.
Alright, next up is... Actually, this is a dual slot because I was thinking, wow, why don't I just throw these both games together because that makes sense. First up is Sonic Mania. Next up is Project Sonic 2017.
The difference is...
Cloud, did you want to say something? Or did you want to keep making an audible noise for, a minute and then we move on?
That's how I feel about my excitement for the game.
Oh.
Having
Okay.
literally having a
for which
secret,
one?
Both of them.
Okay. Alright, to be fair, we did talk about these games when they were first announced, during the, whatever it was called, the Sonic of Love Summer of 1969 event that happened on the birthday thing a month late or something. And I don't think, well, they've shown off more Sonic Mania, specifically the collector's edition, announcement box thing, or video thing, which was awesome. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. Does anyone have anything they want to specifically say about these two games?
Sonic Mania looks fun. Sonic 2017, we know nothing about.
Okay.
We don't.
Just to add on to what Jack says, I hope they show off actual gameplay of Project Sonic 2017 sooner rather than later. And Sonic Mania looks fun. Enough of it's been shown off, and I'm excited for that too. Especially because I played.
I hope Project
stuff.
Sonic 2017 comes out in 2017.
I'm going to assume, because it seems like Sega is actively trying to say, "Hey, this is good games."
We
because
can't
they
actually give a shit about Sonic now.
No, I mean, because they actively mention it's from, like, colors and generation, so it's like, oh, so we're still using the boost gameplay. So I'm going to assume it's still using boost gameplay.
Please, yes.
Well, they said these weren't. This wasn't a sequel to Generations. They just said that so people aren't like, oh, it's the Sonic Boom, big red button people again.
No,
Yeah,
they
but I think
specifically
it was
said the people
I
that
think they were
developed
trying
it.
to also I think they were also trying to sweep Lost World away a little bit, because I mean, while it wasn't bad, it wasn't like everybody was clamoring over it.
I did eat clams while playing Lost World, so I did clam all over it. Alright, hype levels for these two individual games, go. Well, you can do it both in succession. You can figure it out. I believe you.
Oh,
My fucking
yes,
dick.
and sure.
Both of just
Now, Cloud, you're allowed to use your turn now after Jack says something. That is how turns work. It goes Jack, Cloud, Justin, me. Me as in Landon. Or not, or KJ's
I've
whole
already
Landon.
said my piece, so
oh,
that'd be you.
I think my hype level for both games is yes and Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
I agree. And Knuckles, and I'll look forward to it. Next up is Valkyrie Revolution.
Titties!
Justin, take it away.
Oh.
Take it away, Justin.
Was Solvaria's sister or alternate universe self is apparently there, because I recognize them titties from anywhere.
I recognize that face. I mean, yes.
Speaking of faces, time for once the word comes to me, a word that means complaining about something that you're not exactly mad about, but it's still weird to you.
Complaining?
No, that's just like straight up like, this is bad. Criticize. Yeah, I think. Whatever that word is. The faces in this game, as opposed to the faces in like the past few games, look strange to me. Like, they went back to the, was it the Canvas engine?
Yeah, Canvas engine for the PS3 from the first game.
Which I like, because that was a sexy, like, art style and shit like that. Like, everything looked really colorful. The faces look a bit weird when you compare them to, like, the original Valkyrie Chronicles and the way they looked. Like,
it's like they got beaten by a bat.
Like, specifically, I just feel like their faces are a little longer than they usually are. And the eyes look a bit strange to me. I mean, I don't hate the designs. It just looks a bit strange. I think the biggest change for me with this game, if anyone has seen what Sega has done to the game after people, like, bitched about it to hell and back, the original version of this game was, it was like pretty much a mix between gunfighting and sword fighting. You could pretty much switch at will. And, what they've done is, from the changed version, it seems to be exclusively melee combat, but with guns as some sort of, like, ability. Like, you actually get, like, an ability wheel this time around. And you could do anything from throw Ragnite grenades to, like, activate abilities to using your actual gun. So there is a big change to the gameplay this time around.
I would say that I'm very interested because I like at least the 2 games that came out here. I have not played number 3 for obvious reasons. Sega. Camera pans to Sega HQ.
I mean, this might sound weird, especially to those who've never played the game. I know Landa's at least aware of it. For those of you who have played XCOM, what was it, Declassified?
Yeah, or XCOM Bureau Declassified?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I'm not kidding when I say I think the gameplay is actually very similar to that game, with the omission of you don't really have to order your squad mates to like jump into cover and shit like that. But the ability wheel and shit like that is very similar to that XCOM game.
To be fair, it's not an XCOM game. We don't say it's an XCOM game. It's not a bad game per se, but it's not an XCOM game.
No, there's not really the same, like, well, for one thing, it's not a real, or turn-based strategy.
Yeah, so we just don't, like, someone, like, picked it up and they're like, how's this? And I'm like, well, it's not an XCOM game, don't call it that. And I slap them silly. And then I tell them to leave the store.
But yeah,
Anyway, well, yeah, did you have, like, one last thing to say?
I'm going to say I do like the changes that they've made between fans bitching and them actually delivering, because just watching it, like, in motion looked a bit awkward. And it seems like they've sped up the pace a bit while making, a lot of your abilities a little bit more, like, relevant than they probably were going to be. So, yeah.
Alright, we might as well just skip over the other 2 for what their hype level is, because I can already tell you what it is.
I really
Justin,
don't
what
care.
is your hype level? Yeah, I already know.
And
Justin, what is your hype level for this game?
an erection to fit between other Salvarius titties.
My hype level is, oh, I like to see that.
Because you need a pretty big erection to even see your dick in those things.
Alright. This is another duel set. Hooray!
Oh
The crowd
no,
goes
it's like
wild.
we're lazy.
It's like we're almost lazy. We want to pad this list as much as possible. Anyway, next up is a pair of games. One we covered last year. One that has been recently announced. Space Dave and Runner 3. Cloud.
Hello.
Oh.
Alright.
Hi.
I'm
How are you?
good.
Did I tell you to fucking say anything besides hi?
You asked how I was.
Not yet. Alright. I did ask how you were. I'll give you that. Would you like to say something about these games?
So, I don't know how I feel about Runner 3, because I haven't even played Runner 2 yet, but I am interested in Space Dave,
That's fair.
because I
Okay.
liked Woe Dave.
How interested are you?
Interested,
You
interested
liked
enough
Woe Dave.
that I will probably play it close to release.
I'll say this, I wish they didn't push it, because they fucking pushed it because of Runner 3. And I wish they would have just finished Space Dave, get that out of the way, and then devote everything to Runner 3.
Yeah, that's true. Because whenever a company tries to like do too much at once, it always ends up backfiring. I mean, sometimes it can work out, but
Well, they have Space Dave and Woe Dave is by like it's supposed to be by one person out of the company. It's by many divisions, and so he can he also helps with the bigger projects. So he's doing the retro levels in Runner 3. From what they've said, sound fucking like interesting because they're changing up how like basically everything about Runner like 1 and 2. They're changing like
Holy
everything. The retro levels, and you can like fucking go back and forth. You can stop, and it's not like a strict platformer this time around. And then they're also expanding the levels for like the main game, where there's more branching paths and like more like writable objects and stuff, and making it just a bigger, more impressive game, while also bringing in new and old characters as well. So they just announced some like it's just like when they quote unquote revealed it for the Switch, It's not technically like officially announced for the Switch, but on the last issue of Nintendo Force, they said we pretty much always support the games on Nintendo products. Yeah, so you can think of that how you want. We just can't like officially say anything about a Switch release. I was like, cool, that means pretty much a Switch release. They announced a new character in that, and they said some older characters should be returning. So hopefully, people like Reverse Merman
Yes.
and
Yes.
Wet Fart Cheeseburger come back.
I remember those from the LP.
But yeah, I'm excited for both of these games. Does anyone have anything they would like to add?
No, but I'm excited for Runner 3.
Oh,
Okay. Alright. Hype levels, go.
Space Dave, kinda. Runner 3, yes.
Yes and maybe.
I'd say I enjoyed Woe Dave pretty significantly, so I definitely think I'd enjoy Space Dave. Runner 3, I'm kind of in the middle simply because I'm still not used to like how just those games play, but I'll definitely check it out.
Yes, and also yes.
Yes,
All right.
and your boner's literally touching the moon right now.
I don't know yet. We'll see. I want to see like actual like gameplay before I commit to touching my boner to the moon.
That's true.
But I will say yes. All right, the last thing we have on this list is the Crash Bandicoot Insane in the Membrane trilogy.
For those that don't know, it's basically what New and Tasty was for Abe's Odyssey. It's pretty much like a remake from the ground up.
Yes.
I think less people would understand the Abe's Odyssey reference than
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Because they're total scrub
It's like-
lords and don't like good video games.
It's like, for those of you who don't understand this reference, here's a more obscure reference that you're even less likely to
Justin
understand.
always.
For those who don't understand GamingStooges, here's a Dirty Skanks reference straight out of Lexington Quest. There you go.
Oh, pretty much.
Anyway, this is a thing that some
I care
people
about
care
it.
about.
Oh,
You might be some people, though.
I loved the original Crash trilogy. I was a PlayStation 1 boy growing up. And yeah,
Ew.
I will admit I did have an N64, but I was a PS1 fanboy growing up, and I loved so many games that were out on it. Crash trilogy was one of them. So I am very, very excited to have a built from the ground up remake so I can see it in gorgeous HD. And Crash, please come back.
this will probably be the only time he does, though.
I know, but I will savor it. I will savor every minute.
I will play with it with eyes like a hawk, trying to like analyze any kind of fuck up they might have done to the game, because
I just hope that they tweak or balance the original out of the three a little bit, because there's some things about the first game that are not that amazing.
like the original trilogy like is probably some of my favorite PlayStation games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And if I find they fuck up any of those games in any way possible, I will burn them down.
I mean,
Alright, hype levels, go.
Yes.
I give this game one Crash Dance.
I give this game a Crash Dance also.
Silence.
You
I
give
give
it
it
silence.
silence. Alright. I give it complete and utter silence. Not just silence, I'm sorry. I retract my earlier comment. Anyway, so that is a list of games that some of us might be looking forward to. Final words. Anything else that might not have been mentioned that we were looking forward to, and maybe not necessarily in 2017?
Just two. And I'm crying as I say this, but Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which are
Both are
probably
vaporware.
not gonna be out till next
It's
year.
Vaporwave, Landon.
No, it's
No,
vaporware.
No.
but I don't want them to be vaporware. I want them to actually come out. Stop wagging it in front of me.
I don't care for either.
Well, I mean, he's talking about what we personally want to mention that hasn't been talked about, so you can go ahead and say what you want for if there's anything that we missed.
I don't know. I'm typically very...
Like the new Neptunia game.
Oh, Cyber Dimension Neptunia, yeah.
Wait, guys! Peach Beach Splash.
Yeah.
My waifu.
That's not going to be 2017, but we can talk about it.
In Japan, it will.
True. Actually, you know what? It might be 2017.
Yeah, because
Xseed's working on it. No, it's
yeah,
not.
But the thing is Xseed also doesn't have to worry about English voice acting. They just do the, text translation, so it should still be able to. It depends. Peach Beach Splash is coming out when in Japan? Oh, then we might get it by the end of the year.
I have zero faith in timely releases from Xseed.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point, because now that I'm thinking about it, Toho Scarlet Curiosity didn't hit PS4 until last year, and yet it was already on PC in Japanese 2 years before that.
I have zero faith.
Yeah,
all right.
No, I retract my earlier statement. It's probably going to be a year.
It'll be probably a 2018 release, which is why I didn't include it in the list.
Okay.
You lied to me, Jack.
Landon is cold,
I didn't
but
lie
fair.
to anyone. Fuck you.
You did lie.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to say?
Put out your new album, James Murphy.
That's fair. All right. Personally, I'm looking forward to Gravity Rush 2, which is coming out here in a couple days. So that's I wasn't gonna.
Oh yeah, that
sit
too.
Through, listen to that. Let's see. Besides Senran, Kagura, Peach Beach Splash, the other big thing that I'm looking forward to is when it eventually gets an okay light is the Legend of Heroes Trials of Steel 3. Going to be on the PS4, which means they're jumping from the Vita and PS3, which means it'll look fucking gorgeous. And then Goodbye Box Boy, the third and final installment of the Box Boy series, which breaks Justin's heart, because I know how much he loves boys.
That was still great.
Oh.
We can't, say anything more to that joke, because I don't know if people will know the joke before this video goes up.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Who would have thought? I'm gonna do a quick look to see if there's anything I was missing from my personal list. If anything has anything else they would like to talk about, real quick, that they can think of. Nope. The only other thing I can think of is Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ni no Kuni 2 all got announced during PlayStation Experience, or reconfirmed.
Oh wait, guys,
Ni no Kuni 2.
What about Death Stranding?
Eat standing.
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
We have.
Okay, he said the real name. Now I understand what you're talking about.
Okay, we got another trailer, and we're still immensely confused as to what's going on.
World War II skeleton warriors.
There's more funky fetuses too.
All we know is that it has another fetus,
and Skeletor might be in this game.
Second fetus,
or maybe
this plot's getting good.
Or maybe actually it's the same fetus, because I saw a theory that when Norman Reedus is clutching the fetus and then it suddenly disappears from his arms, and then there's the other trailer where fucking Guillermo del Toro is holding the cryogenic tube thing in his arms, and then he presses a button and then a fetus shows up.
Well, actually, it's the simple fact that there's a thing out there that has both videos playing at the exact same time. And the moment that he pulls the thing to make the fetus appear in the machine, the fetus in Reedus' hand disappears.
I bet that is absolutely intentional.
Knowing Kojima, yeah.
The only other thing that I could think of was the Pikmin 3DS game.
Oh.
That's unannounced.
Oh wait, that
and
one that's like
Ever Oasis.
2-dimensional or something?
Yeah. Those are the only other things I can think of. Of course, there's probably going to be a list of games that'll be exclusive to the Switch, or ports of Wii U games onto the Switch, but we don't know. I don't know. Does anyone else know?
I know nothing.
Wait, what? What about
Oh.
Switch ports?
Exactly. Good job. Alright, that pretty much wraps up our video today of garbage that might be coming our way in 2017. For more videos like this, you could continue watching us, or you could close the laptop and or turn off your computer, walk outside,
throw your laptop in the
and
trash.
throw your laptop and or computer in the trash because you are wasting your life doing this shit. Instead, what you should do is experience things for yourself out in nature because that is what God Knuckles intended.
Okay.
Also, like, subscribe, comment below. Although I already said that in the video, so don't do that. Do the opposite of that, if you already did it. Delete your comment, unlike, and unsubscribe to the channel.
God
And
bless
then
the
we
United
do have a
States of
Facebook and
America.
Twitter. God bless Donald Trump's United States of America. In other words,
Stop.
Russia.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else we would like to say as closing words?
Words.
Words?
Good. That's all the time we have because I put a time on it. See ya next Friday.